Sources say there has been a sighting of mom Candace Watson at a Walmart. Watson was reportedly spotted by a friend and told the friend she was there returning a tent. Sources say there was no sign of Haylee, who was last seen with her mother and her mother's sex offender boyfriend.
He come over, he used my girlfriend's phone. He just escaped from the VOA. With Potter, I didn't know nothing about him. I don't know him personally, you know, but I found out a little bit about him the last couple days. Found out he's a tier 3 sex offender. He's known for messing with kids. It's kind of hard to say what I think, because honestly, I know what I would do to him.
Miss Watson, what got into her to romance a convicted sex offender from behind bars? I mean, she knew he was in prison for a sex offense with a minor.
No, she did not know.
Well, didn't she meet him behind bars?
No, as far as I know, she did not. Well, he has manipulated her.
You gotta realize most of her life I was locked up. And then when I got home, I was with her for like 10 days, and then they come back, rearrested me, and sent me back off for 6 months. And I'm still trying to be a part of her life through all this. So after that 6 months, then I got out, and then I was seeing her pretty much every day. And it wasn't until me and her mom split up 2 months ago that everything slowed down.
That is Daddy speaking from behind bars. All right. To Mark Cottle, reporter with the Mansfield Journal and News. He interviewed Haylee's uncle behind bars. Mark, what did you learn?
Nancy, Kyle Watson told me that he did not help Potter escape. He called it a trick gone bad, was how he termed it to me.
Okay, in a nutshell, what's a trick gone bad?
Kyle and Potter apparently had served prison time together before. That's how they met, and Potter owed Watson money and never paid it back. So when they got reacquainted at the Volunteers of America, the local halfway house, Kyle said he thought he'd try to set him up to get in trouble by telling him he could arrange for a ride for him. He told Potter to go to a local filling station. He was hoping that the authorities would notice that Potter was gone and issuing a warrant for his arrest.
And how is it, even though it was a so-called trick gone bad, did the mom, Candace Watson, show up with her little girl and agree to go camping with him?
Kyle told me that she did not know Potter before she gave him a ride. When Potter left the halfway house, he went to Haylee's father's place. He lives next door to the VOA, and he called Candace Watson, thinking that Kyle Watson had sent Potter there.
Let's go out to Drew DeSerto. He is the Assistant Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal of the Northern Ohio area. He's with the Violent Fugitive Task Force. Sir, thank you for being with us. What can you tell us about the search for this little girl?
Nancy, thank you for having me, and I'd like to thank you for all of your assistance in this investigation, getting the word out there. We really need the help and to bring this little girl to safety.
I got a bad feeling, Drew DeSerto. I've got a very bad feeling. I mean, according to these sources, the little girl was alive as late as the 29th and 30th, but she is with a sex offender and with a mother who apparently left her alone while she was in Walmart.
Yeah, this is an intensive manhunt. This is a top priority for our task force. We're pulling out all the resources we can get. We have marshals working nationwide. We're following up every tip that comes in. We really ask the public to continue to call in the tips. The 866-4-WANTED is our hotline. We're following up on all of them. We really need the help from the public because this is definitely a danger to this child. We want to bring her back safe.
There is still a chance that she is alive. Mark Class, president and founder of Class Kids Foundations, as much as we are disconcerted by the fact this child and her mother are with a sex offender, at least we have reason to believe she was alive as late as this last weekend. Mark Class, what do you think?
Well, I think that with a family like this, nobody needs enemies. We have a situation here where mom, dad, and uncle all work to get this little girl in this incredibly dangerous situation. If and when she's returned alive, I hope CPS will take her away from this family, because if they don't, I think we're getting a little look into what her future will be. She will just be the next generation of degenerate. The other thing that really blows my mind is that there was apparently a federal warrant for bank robbery out for this guy who had recently been released from a state prison. Is there no synchronicity between these criminal justice
Mark,
systems?
I can give you that answer in a nutshell. No. Out to the lines, Jessica in Ohio. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, dear. What's your question?
It just seems like in the dad's police, or not police, but prison, he just seems to not even care at all. And I was just wondering, do you think maybe the sex offender and him were in cahoots to set up his ex-girlfriend and daughter so maybe he wouldn't have any financial responsibility?
You know, number one, I doubt pretty seriously, Jessica, he was paying any child support to. Dr. Bethany Marshall, psychoanalyst and author of Deal Breakers, what do you make of his affect during that interview, the father's demeanor?
I think this whole story stinks to high heavens. Sex offenders, when they are in jail, they have notoriously poor relationships with others. They're picked on. So when they escape or are released, they're usually angrier and even more ready to offend than ever before. And that's what puts this little girl at even greater risk.
Every night, HLN's Nancy Gray